Right, well, I'm soaking wet, freezing cold. It's the middle of December and the ride started 2 hours ago in Walsden on a place called Belflats, and the guys are going to be coming down this valley anytime now.
I'm a cyclist and live in the Pennines, and welcome to my channel. And today we was going to ride to Ribchester, which would have been a 70-mile ride with over 5,000 feet of elevation gain. However, because of the weather, things changed. We ended up riding a local route of 37 miles with over 2,125 feet of elevation gain. And as on so many recent rides, the weather was a major factor in changing the route plan. So anyway, it all started off where, basically, having got the camera set up to get the flyby shots, I got dropped. I couldn't get on the back, so Mike came back for me and helped me through Walsden, and I was thinking to myself all along, why is the pace so high? And luckily, because the lights were on red for the guys ahead, I was able to catch them up, and as you can see there were 6 of them, but we'll come back to that very shortly.
Blinking heck, they're on it today. I've been used to riding on my own. This feels like the middle of July kind of pace. Whoa! Right, well, we're in Tobberden, and hopefully this pace will slow down a bit. Look at the speed of them going by. Well, it turns out that a few of them riders weren't with us. So, it looks like Owen got a bit giddy, went a bit quick. Then every time I put the camera down, I couldn't get on the back. So we're a group of 4 today, and if it carries on like this, I'm not staying out too long. Oh, just checking in. This is, I nearly swore then, this is on the borderline of grim. I can't see me doing 65 mile in this today.
But moving further on down the road a bit, we're on the A646 here, along the Clivigy Valley, and we really were moving. This is a great section of road. Even if it is a bit damp, you can get the hammer down a little bit. But with a change of plan and a big climb ahead of us, I tried to tempt Mike to talk to the camera.
Mike's gone shy.
When the camera's on, I get starstruck being with you. So yeah, and plus I'm wet.
We're all wet. We're just gonna change the plan because Ribchester's a long way away in this. Just checking in, nearly 16 mile into the ride, and I'm on the climb of the A671. It's long and it's tough. Now, crikey, the guys are so far ahead. I'm on the big ring on a 50-28. And I'm getting a good winter workout, but I don't want to be going at their pace for winter. It's well, I know I'm fit enough, but it's a bit too much, that pace, you know. And having had a pretty long season where in general we ride all year round, we don't race, and I've been training for no major event, so my winter training is about getting out. I just can't do that pace. It's too intense. But fair play to the guys.
But yes, we all regroup at the top of the climb. But going back to the training regime, I'm an old school rider. Where I was trained by the guys from Halifax Racing Club way back in the 80s, is that winter training is all about just getting out. I have no need to train and ride hard this time of year. I don't want to be busting a gut when I go for a ride. I really enjoy my riding, but today on this ride for some reason the pace was really high. Anyway, here we are now on the B6238, which is known as Burnley Road East. So I'm now just ahead of Owen and Lee, and I've got Mike in my sights. I'm freewheeling and I'm tucked in, and look how that gap was bridged. And the next thing that I do, I get down onto the cross tube. Now this is now an illegal UCI manoeuvre. But it's the best way for me to make this bike go a little bit quicker without pedalling too hard. We've got Owen coming through there, Lee's in a really nice tucked in aero position. We've got a nice little left-hander approaching. Again, with the wet conditions, we've got to be really mindful of how quick we're going and negotiating the road ahead. I'm just on the inside there with Lee, he's still freewheeling. As you can see, the pace just continues to carry. It's a really nice section of road to come down. There's the chevron markers. Give the camera a wipe. Still chevrons, that's a nice right-hander we've negotiated, and always looking over his shoulder to see where we are. And we're now in a 30 miles an hour zone, and we were going around here at the legal speed limit. But watch for the grid on the right that I hit shortly. There. That was a scary moment at this speed. But we've got to come down here with some caution, carry the pace, enjoy the descent. I mean, I love it down here. I just think that these sections along here, give the camera another wipe, I just think that coming along here, having ridden up all these big hills with headwinds and a miserable day, it's still great to get out in winter and ride your bike fast. I'm coming through here again, and there's Owen negotiating some grids. We've got a nice long safe stretch ahead of us, and we're not far now from Waterfoot. We've got choices here at Waterfoot. We can go left back to Bacup or right on towards Rottenstall, but we all got down safely in one piece.
Well, we're in a really wet and miserable Rottenstall now, just approaching Bockholt Way. I'm cold now, seriously cold and wet. Let's keep moving. We're 22.5 mile in. Edenfield next, and the Albets, then back home. Right, we're on the A680 descent.
We're on the A680 descent.
So let's see what we can do.
And so here we are now on the final descent of the day. This is the A680 between Edenfield and Rochdale, and it's one that we all know very well, and we often come down here on our personal training rides. As you can see there, all the guys are in front. I've got Lee just there, then it looks like we've got Mike and Owen just ahead. And the pace, let's give the camera a wipe, and the pace will just gradually build up. But looking at the clouds around, and we knew the wind direction was in our favour, this was going to become a very fast descent. So we're all tucked in now. I'm right at the back, a very long straight section. We've got good visibility. We're all strung out in a nice line, and it just felt safe to be doing this kind of speed. And it was pretty quick. Now this left-hander here, Owen took some caution. He told me about this later on after the ride, but we kept it really high, and we were hitting around 45 and 46 miles per hour. Again, I do not recommend you do this unless you know your own abilities. Look at them chevrons go by, but because to us it's a very local descent, I guess you could say we have some micro knowledge on where all the potholes and the grids are. Just approaching a nice right-hander here, looking at the lens on the camera's always covered in muck off the road. And as we approach the village of Norden here, we've got to be so careful because we're just carrying pace. We can go down here quicker than most cars can, to be honest, and I leave a nice gap there. and then the next section ahead is kind of like the final section of this descent, where it drops again significantly with a slight left-hander and a really major right-hander, and on a good day you can hit this at some crazy speeds. There's Owen coming through. Again, look at the traffic ahead. We've got car brake lights on, we've caught the traffic up already, and then the right-hander really is negated, to be fair. But we all get round the corner safely. And that brings the final descent of this ride to a close.
Right, well, I'm soaking wet, freezing cold. It's the middle of December. It's all about getting out.
Morning, buddy.
Hey up! Hey up!
Hey up, back.
Hey up! Here, Mike! Point that with the red light facing you.
Yep.
And talk to it. Have you got it?
Yep.
Your hand's getting in the way.
Well, that's it for this video, but stay tuned for the next one, where we find a nice cafe in the Set Valley near Hayfield in the Peak District. And with it being in the Pennines, it's going to be hilly with some pretty good descents. I'm a cyclist and I live in the Pennines. Thank you for watching.